Well, Resouro was listed on the TSXV in April last year by way of a reverse takeover. We initially focused on gold projects in Mato Grosso in Brazil. We're a Brazil-focused company, but most recently, as of December last year, we pivoted into rare earth elements. The Tiros project is a project that I've worked on for the last 4 years. It's a very large-scale, high-grade rare earths and titanium project. So it's very unique in the world in that it's got grades of rare earth comparable to some of the best projects in the world, plus around 12% titanium dioxide. So it's a diversified play. Obviously, rare earths is the flavour at the moment in the market, but the titanium represents a lot of value in the project. It's a very interesting project because it's a very extensive, continuous volcanoclastic layer of material that was deposited by a volcano historically, and then deeply weathered. So we've got a 71 kilometre long formation called the Capacete Formation in Brazil. This is near surface and averaging about 40 metres thick. It's got an enriched zone at the top, so it's soft, friable, easily mined. The location is brilliant. We've got great infrastructure, sealed roads, high tension power lines, a railway line very close by, and workforce from towns nearby. We've just completed 23 auger holes into the enriched zone, into the surface, near surface zone. And these auger holes have come back with grades. We had 11 metres at over 7,000 ppm total rare earth elements, oxide, which is an extremely impressive grade. It's higher than we've seen elsewhere, and 20% titanium dioxide. So we've done 23 auger holes. We've got 3 augers working now, so we've upped the amount of auger holes because this is near surface friable material. And we've mobilised 1 air core drilling rig and mobilising 2 more. So we're going into a 12,000 metre air core drilling program to get to a JORC resource, which we'll publish an initial JORC resource ahead of an Australian Stock Exchange secondary listing. Because our ore body is at surface and we have this surface enrichment zone, we can drill up to 15 metres with an auger, and we own the augers and we have a team of people to do it, so it's very low cost drilling. And because of the nature of the ore body, it's this very extensive volcanoclastic layer, it's very continuous. So when we do resource drilling to get measured and indicated, we can drill on 100 metre or 200 metre centres. The air core drilling is a little bit more expensive because we need specialist equipment and specialist teams, but you can drill up to the 50 metres in depth. And also when it comes to mining, it's a very low cost proposition as well because you're at surface, so virtually no stripping ratio. It's more akin to mining a coal seam where you're doing open cast mining, so you're progressing along and reclaiming the land as you progress. The material's very soft. It's clay-like material, which is very friable, so no drilling and blasting. It's free digging, no crushing, so it goes straight into a mill and into a concentrator. So mining costs very low because of the infrastructure in the area. We've got very good infrastructure. We don't need to house people. We've got good townships in our area. So as far as costs of exploration, very low because hole spacings will be wide, and also we can use auger and air core drilling, which is very inexpensive drilling. We had previously 21 drill holes and 3,000 surface samples. We drilled an additional 23 auger holes. And this is because they're auger holes, we only can drill down to a maximum depth of 15 metres. The formation is in the area we drilled up to 53 metres thick. So there's an enrichment zone. It's a supergene blanket at the top, and we've drilled into that, average about 10 metres with an auger. But we got stunning results from that enrichment zone. Rare earth elements is a hot sector of the market at the moment. In Australia, there's been a number of rare earth companies who have done extremely well on the market. And the driver behind the rare earths market is that China traditionally produces about 80% of the rare earths in the world. And particularly the US and North American governments, the Canadian government and European governments want to diversify supply of rare earths. And also with the increase in electric cars, so the magnet rare earth elements that we would produce go into the electric motors for the electric cars, and also wind turbines for anything that needs high quality magnets, whether it's for power generation or for electric cars. So there's a massive increase in demand for electric cars, for example, and wind turbines. So the fundamental of the market is in growth, and also the fact that the Western nations want to diversify from supply from China. Well, actually, Brazil has got a very good rating at the moment. A lot of companies are moving from the other South American countries like Chile, Peru, Colombia, because Brazil is easier to work in. About 2 years ago, or probably a little over 2 years ago, the government instituted the A&M, the Department of Mines, and it's, as a jurisdiction, it's quite easy to go through the permitting process for mining. So there's a lot of interest because Brazil has a lot of projects available. Geologically, there's a huge potential for a number of different metals. And what people are finding is that the ability to do business in Brazil is easy. There's 3 other sizable rare earth projects which are getting good market appeal in Brazil as well. One in particular has done extremely well. So I think Brazil at the moment is seen very favourably by the investing public. I think the other thing that is favourable in Brazil is that communities in general are in favour of mining, where elsewhere in the world you get community opposition to mining. But most people in most jurisdictions in Brazil are looking for jobs, they're looking for the economic growth, and what we're finding is a very good reception by the local communities. We're finding the ASX is the only stock exchange with good liquidity for mining stocks at the moment, and particularly rare earth elements, where our stock price is up 330% from when we started talking in Australia. We've raised around 5 million Canadian dollars in 3 capital raisings over the last 3 months. The reception has been fantastic. We've got an amazing shareholder register now. We've got high quality funds like Regal Funds Management, the Flannery Family Trust, Terra Capital. These are all high quality investors. A lot of stockbrokers in Australia have now invested in Resouro because they see the comparables with other rare earth companies. So we had a tremendous reception in Australia. So that's what prompting us to list on the Australian Stock Exchange. And also the retail investing public are well knowledgeable about rare earth elements as well. We've already mobilised 1 air core drilling rig. We're going to mobilise 3 more. We've sent samples to ANSTO in Australia for metallurgical test work. We've sent samples to Ansaplan in Bavaria for metallurgical test work. And as soon as we complete the secondary listing, we're going to start a pre-feasibility study on the project. So we want to move ahead very quickly. And this funding, the nice thing about this project is that we've got this extensive flat layer and it's friable material. So drilling is very cheap. We can do most of the drilling with auger, and also the fact that it's at surface. So we can drill, and it's very continuous, so we can drill at wide spacings from surface. So we can prove a resource very quickly. What we're looking at the moment is an arbitrage situation between the TSXV and the Australian market. Valuations on the Australian market are a lot higher. We've got strong fundamentals behind the project, and I think we're going to prove that it is a very large, high-grade rare earths project. And I think the rare earths market has quite a long period to run, so I think it's a good proposition.